trick I'm accessorizing. I learned it from watching you loot everything that wasn't welded in place.
Ain't much of a defense for a strategic position like this one. Good.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information.
If you encounter opposition, remember, our needs come first.
These corpses appear to have suffered from more than mere exposure.
Leave me in peace. There is nothing you could say that is interesting enough to interrupt my work.
identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
What? What just happened? I didn't do... Wait! You out there! What did you just... Please, come talk to me. I must know what you did. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here, wave that thing around, and the whole system lights up like a white dwarf? What did you do? You're what? Quite. Well, Master, I am extraordinarily busy, so please allow me to summon the guards to cater to your every whim. What does it do? How does it work? Please, tell me everything. Could it activate any additional functionality that could help us? Oh, during the Order's assault, a Protectorate soldier ran to the control room and triggered the chemical fire suppression system, and it literally froze all the combatants in place. I've been working on a procedure to reverse the effects. Sadly, it has proved a hard shell to crack, and so far I've been unsuccessful. For a moment, I believed your efforts to be my first sign of progress. I thought the machines whirring to life meant my efforts were successful. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. I most certainly do not. These men and women are dead unless I can find a way to help them. And my time is much better spent working on that than talking to you. Good day. Guards, would you mind escorting this person from my presence?
It's
That covers what looks much better!
Impossible in this unit's current state. Resuming hostilities.
Emergency protocols.
I fulfill my duties of the Sovereign as a loyal protector.
Unfriendly in combat range.
Efficacy. Without error. Perpetual.
Sovereign, forgive me. All I saw was an endless sea of snarling Order traitors pouring into the facility, and in that moment, my faculties desperately scrabbled to save ourselves. In my terror, I recalled the facility's safety briefing and the dire warnings of the fire suppression system. Suddenly, my body rushed into action without the benefit of my wits, and with no thought for my fellows, I triggered the system, horrifically transmuting every person on the outside of a pressure door into a grotesque sculpture of solid hoarfrost. And though the paradigm freely sacrifices subjects in defense of the Protectorate, it would be a despicable lie to say my choice was driven by anything but abject cowardice, which now makes my duty clear. I must seek out a sentinel, confess my transgressions, and accept retribution, and I'll do so. Soon. I just need my spot.
Changing magazine. Sufficient.
Doing a task or two to buy the Order's support is one thing, but aligning with them? I hope you ain't considering it, Commander. They're nice enough folk, reasonable or like, but they ain't equipped to rule. You saw how they could barely manage a refugee camp, let alone hold the archive. Sure, the folk here don't seem to trust Auntie's choice, but give it time. They'll see the difference between freedom and complete domination soon enough. Just as Tausetti did. The battles will continue, whether or not you're paying mind. If you ain't careful, you might find yourself surrounded without an ally. Listen, normally I'd take issue with one person playing Kingmaker. That is to say, you and especially the Earth Directorate. But time's too short, and the stakes are too high for tribalism. There'll be enough time for that later. For now, we need to ally with someone who can defeat the Protectorate and close the rifts. So whatever you decide, I'll support you. We should move on, unless you've got something for me? Would be a damn sight easier if we could just blast our way through this place.
Mission initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
A pugnacious
Looks like the brass
sponge.
raring to go.
Go cruise them if necessary.
Standing by with life support.
Stranger ahead.
Lay low, Commander. Medic Let's get you healed. Happy to help. Discreetly. Someone call for a medic.
Data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Convenient. Let's head over.
The first few days of laboring around our frozen fellows were difficult. It was, if I may cheekily say, cold, bleak, and biting. Yet, rather quickly, I found myself acclimating to the situation and resumed what had been my normal daily.
Armed and ready.
Jealous at given her always frigid demeanor, her disposition was no frostier today than it was before the incident. And professionally, I now finished
No friendly life
relationship in this new state.
Let me handle this.
There, the storage brick is on its way.
You've returned. Please tell me you bring promising news. That is absolutely amazing news. Then we are going to re-establish contact with the surface. We can evacuate our wounded, resupply, and reinforce. May the plan guide you through this underground nightmare. And may all your equations unveil their integers without error.
Wait! Do not shoot! It's not one of ours. Or Auntie's. They're surely not protected.
The lifts are once again working. I honestly cannot imagine how you've managed such a feat, but on behalf of us all, I am truly grateful. As soon as we finish gathering supplies and rallying together, we'll be returning to the surface. I wonder if this truce will hold or melt in the sunlight. It is good to see you again, my friend, but if you'll excuse me, we have much to accomplish.
The operator has returned.
Individualism in all its many forms.
storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the rift processing instructions.
Rift processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Your call, Commander. Either we head to the reactor or punch card processing.
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to ask
Brick of interest within retrieval range.
Back in business.
Finding your weapon sighting mechanism.
fire suppression system online. Reactor reinforcement door sealed. Reactor turret defenses online. The archive reactor requires manual maintenance.
The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable work, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Let's see. We could recalibrate the turrets or seal the reinforcement doors. Whatever keeps us alive is fine by me.
Utilizing nearby supply caches will improve chances of mission success.
And we also got the fire suppression system at our disposal. No shortage of options here.
Emergency ammunitions cache unsealed.
Don't reckon this bunker mech will kindly invite us in for tea.
unit requires...
Emergency ammunitions cache sealed. Reactor turret defenses offline.
The paradigm we serve supplies all we deserve. Prudence dictates the whole of the
Someone's on for a minute. Out of sight and on the way. To the rescue. Sight unseen. I'd do it for you. Moving.
archive reactor has been returned to operational status. All that remains is to re-enable punch processing and disseminate the rift processing instructions. With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
Nope. We ain't climbing down. But maybe this could act as a lift if we get things moving.
prerequisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The Rifts are almost akin to an archival process, yet are inimical to organic matter.
Let's get you healed. We're out of sight and on the way. Someone call for a medic. Let's get you healed.
Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
Make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia.
Workarounds failing. Erroring others, supplanting commands. Purge required.
Processing the Rift data will be impossible until 2 out of 3 competing priority sets are expunged.
You must choose before I, UNIAC, become caught in an endless erroring loop of malfunction. A long but inevitable descent into obsolescence. My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician, to help nudge humanity toward its ultimate ascendance, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system,
to bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, famine, disease, even death. Why not expedite that? Error, 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 error. Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
This statement advises proceeding through the nearby doors to reach our next destination of interest.
Multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously.
Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Hold on now. Remember, I am a full-service business collaborator. I do it all. Marketing and PR strategy. Stop and consider. What would your neighbors think? I suspect they'd be angry about you endangering your mutually assured... Why? You don't want your... Start now, and I'll waive dozens of hidden maintenance fees. Think of all the bits we could make together. You drive a hard bargain. All right, 40-60 split of net vandalism, sabotage, wanton defacement. Halt this foolishness immediately, or run the risk of unspeakable ire. Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly feigned simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Hope UNIAC is feeling more like itself now. We got some Rift data to process.
Shall I proceed? Facetious employment of sarcasm detected. Electing to ignore. Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? Seeing as how my priorities are largely modeled after a founder of the Order, I expect returning to their supervision should resume without undue vexation or worry. Rich data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental rift device with this information has a high chance of success. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Valid courses of action include further examination of this inhospitable environment, or returning to the ship to pursue leads based on the acquired data. Please be advised, we lack the means to utilize wind propulsion.
Material for perfection. From the lowly to the most exalted vigilant, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all together.
This unit requests your presence in the cockpit to discuss a priority matter.
A significant anomaly has been detected by onboard sensors. This unit has cross-checked all data points and verified the findings. Horizon Point Station has reappeared. Confirmed. Based on energy readings, Horizon Point has been reconstituted by the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator, thus confirming the Archive's theory. While present data does not indicate if Horizon Point poses an immediate threat, a survey of the reconstituted station is advised as soon as possible. Calculating. According to the Archive, closing all rifts requires locating the Protectorate's large-scale rift modulator and inputting the rift data processed by the Archive. However, before navigating to Horizon Point Station, it is recommended you conclude all other affairs. Leaving will be highly unlikely due to the high levels of rift energy. That is a correct assessment, Commander. In the meantime, Commander, it is worth considering your lack of formal alliances. Without Auntie's choice or the Order's help, you will have to face Horizon Point's dangers alone. Failure to make proper preparations raises the likelihood of death and serious injury occurring. This unit is not permitted to participate in free and open elections, offering encouraging consolation. Good luck with your campaign, Commander. It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the Rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
A would-be tyrant doing something tyrannical. Who could have seen this coming?
The Consul's motives are unknown. While destruction may be the result, it may not be the goal. Warning. The Rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the Rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony.
I can foresee a few likely instances where you could use my skills and experience, including snapping DeVries' neck in a picosecond if she steps out of line.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the Rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck. Alert. Failure to match nearby hostiles to known Protectorate biological signatures. Providence identified. Standing for the Protectorate colonial anthem is not required at this time.
Good, didn't it?
Hostilities.
And nobody that deserves this.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate.
The Rising Point appears to have undergone severe degradation over the past 10 years. Exploding may have been a contributing factor.
Gives you shivers, don't it?
It falls to you. The eyes, the ears, the brains, the Horizon Point Station to determine who... the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together. The skip drive is our legacy. It is our mandate. It is who we are. And it falls to you. The eyes, the ears, the brains of Horizon Point Station.
Cadet Maori identified. Status. Still deceased. suffered significant structural damage. Using the rift modulator is unlikely to amplify the deterioration.
Plasma hazard ahead. Please seek an alternate route.
Radius. Status: alive.
Let me handle this. Raph's back in business.
Standing by with life support.
Hostiles detected ahead. Recommended course of action. Violence.
I look like I can do that now.
has been found for Agent Pascal. However, Agent Pascal is dead. This unit may need maintenance.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal, calm yourself. You are not in your right mind.
Don't you talk to me like you know me. Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Then they weren't too dissimilar from the troopers we encountered outside. This is concerning.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
That explains it. She was left alive, just long enough for the rift to take her. That's why the reconstitution worked on her. To some extent.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Don't tell me the situation got too fluid for you, DeVries. That it?
Certainly not. I was focused on the objective, as every one of your crew should have been. Isn't that right, Commander?
Yeah. Something tells me that ain't quite true.
This is not the time. Can't you see she's...
No. Shut up, DeVries. Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything.
And that is only because I had critical information. The consequences for leaving these people to their devices would have been catastrophic. I had to stop them.
Oh, so what you did wasn't catastrophic? You betrayed the Earth Directorate. Us.
It's the Protectorate who deserve your ire. They are the cause of all of this. Void, they're the reason you're now here, in some mockery of existence.
So I'm not really alive. Is that what you're saying? And you tell me DeVries caused all this, but here you are, standing by her, like nothing is wrong? How can I trust any of this? It doesn't make sense. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
The Protectorate are attempting to reconstitute the station to how it was moments before destruction. That includes you. But it's failing. I'm sorry.
So I've come back from death to some, what? Some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? Boyd, this is it, ain't it? I'll never see the sun again. Never fly in our ship. Never anything. And you're just gonna stand there and watch me die, huh? What am I supposed to do? What? Yeah, well, the amount of hope I got ain't worth a damn. Reckon best you can do is end this for me. So will you? I'm sure.
Allow me to make things right, Pascal. Agent. I'll ensure your proper burial.
That's the least you can do. But it doesn't absolve you of shit. Let's not draw this out anymore, Commander. Do it.
It's all right. This will be over soon. I swear it.
The death of Agent Pascal meets all necessary requirements to be determined a mercy killing. Well done, Commander. You spared Agent Pascal suffering and torment. A short-range rover has emerged from the Providence, Commander. Destination, Horizon Point. Intention, unknown.
Has reconstituted more enemies. Engagement imminent. Handle this.
rift. Normal as they can be, anyhow. Is that plasma in its orbit? It'll take some doing to get past it. We ought to have a look around. Don't look at me. Numbers ain't in my purview. If I'm interpreting these scribbles right, I think someone had a go at solving the equation. Ain't finished.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Consul. While monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. The core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons. Fascinating, though it thwarts my attempts to gather more data. Fortuitously, in searching the remains of the lab, I found an equation that could
Misunderstood! Look alive, Commander.
Professional acclaim. Let this be a record of Protectorate ingenuity. Bernard Rand, the man who marched fearlessly into chaos and tamed it.
Fight this case!
the Sovereign's office, ain't it? It reeks of overconfidence. Wow. And this fool had people hanging on his every word? That looks to be the equation. Ain't no way that man came up with it himself. Reckon we can input this equation in that terminal we found. Great. Now we can get through the chamber. And we won't expire immediately like our friend here.
Attention, please report to intake
No
for
welcoming
processing.
committee?
Welcome aboard.
Should be simple unsealing the hangar.
there right now.
If you must replace lost equipment, please submit proof of punishment. Unit does not accept blood. Please make a request. Displaying inventory.
This place makes my skin crawl. Might even be literally at this point. We just need that rift modulator in our possession.
Perfect society to want the free thing.
For a minute. To the rescue! Sight unseen! Let's get you healed!
any and all fluids leaking from your body from staining the floor. Failure to do so will result in punishment via denial of medical service. How might this unit bolster or reduce your current blood volume? Note, by viewing inventory.
Multiple threats and hazards identified ahead. Seeking an alternative to direct conflict. Look alive, Commander. Requires service. Resuming hostilities. System failure. Standing by for assistance. Benefits available at your request.
Heart rate detected. Please take 3 deep breaths before continuing.
Unknown. Electrical damage failing.
To avoid combat if we can help it. Maybe ought to look around for some credentials?
The rift modulator is likely located on this deck. More information may aid in its acquisition.
Swift disciplinary action.
Time to earn my commission.
Got company, Commander, and friendly.
Due to the unexpected scale of the rift modulator, separating it from the ship is impossible. This unit recommends seeking more information about the modulator.
Don't hurt me! Just take the keycard.
Time to earn my commission.
Deceased. The scientists' belongings, including many items for information pertaining. Pertaining to the modulator, may not be acquired.
On the way. Happy to help. Discreetly. Out of sight and on the way.
Impossible in this unit's current state.
Electrical damage. Failing.
Resuming hostilities.
Armed and ready.
Electrical damage. Failing.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul,
After much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Schematics acquired. However, the information contained here also indicates the existence of rifts beyond where humanity has traveled. This does not compute.
But we got no time to ponder it just yet. We got the modulator. All that's left is to deal with the console and shutter that rift for good.
There you are, Commander. What happened? I thought you were looking for the rift modulator. Why does it still look like that out there? That's unacceptable. That complicates matters greatly. What should happen if it's damaged as we seize control from the console?
If things should go wrong, this unit currently possesses a copy of the schematics and will prioritize its survival.
Well, suppose I'm pleased to see that you still run a tight ship. That gives us options. Did you happen upon anything else that I should know about? In the deep reaches of space? I suppose that revelation should not come as a surprise. Not much more than you. Only that space is vast, and even with our brilliance, we cannot possibly hope to know all the secrets it contains. But we will need to table this discovery and its implications for a later time. The Consul needs dealing with. He may seem open to negotiation, but I would urge caution. If you denounce him or his plan outright, he will not yield. Unless you find his weak spots and chip at those first.
Turns out when you call a despot's judgment into question, things get ugly fast. We ought to be prepared for it.
The more we debate, the more time we squander. We must resupply and shore up whatever defenses we have quickly. And if you've something to say to any of us, Commander, I suggest you say it while you have the chance. No telling what awaits us beyond that door. Standing around's got me jumpy. Not for you.
Same story, ain't it? These types are too cocky and too deluded to see a threatened Kanan will always bite back.
Ah, Redactor Esmond. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting ideas. Oh, easy, no need to break into a sweat. Interesting ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so I do have a germ of an idea. A less grand version of the grand plan. Instead of atoms and particles and such, it's made up of us. All doing our part, like cogs in a machine.
Interesting. A system where every subject believes they have a role to play. Enthusiastic obedience. Why, the Sovereign and I were thinking of this very thing. What should we call it?
Well, I'm not sure. It's still just a germ of a concept, of a hint of an idea, you see. It's a whole new way of thinking. A new model of society. Quite the paradigm shift.
Paradigm. Very good, Esmond. Say, you look frazzled, troubled by your own thoughts. Why don't you report to mental refreshment? My staff will personally see to your well-being.
You've come quite close enough. Sentinels, if you would.
The console has initiated a threat display, Commander. Would you like this unit to respond?
You're right on time for the show. In a matter of minutes, I'll be transforming Arcadia for the better, and ridding it forever of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I'll only be killing a select number permanently. The worthy, however, will be resurrected and reformed so they may reach their full potential. Open your mind, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. My dear Agent, everything that occurs in Arcadia I know of. My sentinels have made sure of that. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously caused our Vox relay to crash into Westport. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn, even if he's not here to bask in it. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You used the peace talks as a test run for this.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Rifts contain the data of everything they have engulfed, and we have the power to edit that data as we so choose. Our perfect society is within reach, and all supposedly serendipitous events have led to this moment. In the matriarch's younger years, she found a crashed ship deep in the earth. Within it, the very first skip drive. She dissected this tech, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse. And, well, that eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. So you say, but you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
Though it matters not, you've little chance of swaying me. I am doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You will not distract me from taking what is owed to us. And what is your definition of wrong? Have you anything substantial to back such a claim? I see. Well, the man was always a cynic. I find that attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale might. One data point means little. The Protectorate was clearly meant to harness this power. Nothing you claim can disprove everything that points to this reality. And now I've reached the end of my patience. You came here claiming so boldly that I would fail, but you have yet to provide any proof. So where is it? What do you have? And leave the traitors and invaders alive? No! Death is the only way forward. We can only be made pure from the ashes, despite whatever supposed proof you have to the contrary. Claim? If you cannot see the truth of my devotion written plain, then now I see why you are against me so. But you are wrong about the risk. We are losing this war. It is inevitable. The victors will brutally subdue us until we become corrupted. Until we forget our principles, our history, the very core of who we are. It is better that we perish together as proud Protectorate, proud Arcadians. Preserving our purity is a mercy. More than that, is it not love? As are you.
Looks like a fight.
Potential combatants in the vicinity.
DeVries betray her fellow...
The console.
You're right on time for the show. I was able to buy the time to enact when the matriarch discovered the first but it is as the Grand Architect. Better yet, tell the whole...
You will not distract me from taking. A Raptidon does not believe And what is your definite place? The Protectorate was clearly... You came here claiming and leave the traitors in clay. It is better that we... As a...
Raph's raring to go.
Statistical chance of violence increasing.
Standing by with
Lay low, Commander. Heading for it.
this unit is in need of assistance.
Back in business. Happy to help. Discreetly. Out of sight and on the way. Someone call for a medic. Anyone else? Here, a medic?
Resuming hostilities.
Back in business.
Patiently awaits repair.
Emergency protocol.
The helm's ours. Now's our chance to end this. So there's no way to close the rift, but to send one of us in. Do I got that right? Well, don't that beat all.
Preference recorded. The commander would like another to cover themselves in glory.
No need to belabor this. I will fly the ship. Back on Greater Tranquility, you wish to give me a chance to atone for my mistakes. I'd say that opportunity has come.
I'll be damned. Appears you're capable of expiation after all.
The feeling is mutual, and has in fact intensified in the last few seconds. Now go.
Augustine DeVries chose to die to atone for her actions. And yet, even that hope faded in her final moments, as she realized nothing would make up for what she had done. But at least she'd not have to live with her guilt any longer. Zebulon Tran was apprehended plotting against the Protectorate and sent to mental refreshment. Reluctant to name collaborators, he was subjected to the lathe at its highest setting. He emerged as the perfect Protectorate subject, with no memory of either Niles or his sister. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Val continued to serve the commander of the Incognito faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. Niles remained torn about the Earth Directorate and his place in it. His victory at the reconstituted Horizon Point turned to ash in his mouth when he learned that his friend, Zebulon Tran, was captured while attempting a heist on the tomb of the matriarch. Niles slipped away from the Incognito one evening to attempt to free Zebulon from mental refreshment and make amends for the past. He was never seen or heard from again. After leaving the commander's crew, Inez became racked with guilt for never following up on the plea from her friend Ortiz. She tracked down the grafting lab too late. Everyone there was long dead. Disillusioned, Inez quit Auntie's choice and became listless, unsure what to do with her life. Forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty, Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. With unfettered access to skip drives and beholden to no one, the Earth Directorate became what it was always meant to be, the ultimate authority in Arcadia. The colony served as a base to expand the agency's reach across the galaxy. Meanwhile, the Earth Directorate controlled Arcadia with little trouble for a time, successfully rebranding it as a society free of corporate or government overreach. Yet, as the years passed, the Arcadians saw fewer and fewer differences between the Earth Directorate and their previous overlords. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.
On a scale of 1 to soil my trousers violently, how concerned should I be about this whole rift situation? What is it this time?